Hi friends, here we are given f of x equal to x plus 1 whole square. X is greater than or equal to minus 1. Now, g of x is a function whose graph is reflection of the graph of f of x with respect to line y equal to x. What does that mean? Reflection with respect to y equal to x. What does that mean? That means g of x is actually inverse of f of x. Right? Inverse function is a reflection of the original function with respect to y equal to x. Right. What does that mean? X plus 1 whole square is equal to y. We have to express x in terms of y. Very simple problem. X plus 1 whole square is equal to y. This means x plus 1 is equal to root x plus 1 is equal to root y and x equal to root y minus 1. Okay, so this is the inverse function. We can express it as root x minus 1. So what is x plus 1 whole square? What is that graph? The graph is like this, right? It's a perfect square and both roots are at minus 1. So this is a minus 1 and x is greater than or equal to minus 1. So only the right part of the graph. Okay, only about the right part of this graph. Now the reflection of this with respect to y equal to x, that is this blue graph. Okay, so this is actually the inverse of this function. Okay, see, this part is a reflection of this part with respect to y equal to 1. Basically, whatever it is, whatever xy is here, it will become yx or whatever. So for example, if this graph has got x plus 1 whole square, so for example x is 0, y is 1. Okay, so this becomes the point whatever 0 1 will be 1 0 here. Okay, when x equal to 2, right, 2 plus 1 whole square, that is 3 square, 2 and 9. So 2 and 9, the graph will be here somewhere. The same graph, 9 and 2 will be here. Okay, so that is like this. xy will be, if xy is here, then yx will be here. Okay, that is this graph. That is the graph of inverse. Now, here one more condition is given. Yx is greater than or equal to minus 1 because if you invert this one also, then you will get a graph something like this, which is not possible, right? We cannot take this one because if we take this one, then if we do a mirror image with reflection with respect to y-axis, then at the same x we are getting two different y's. This is one y plus 1 and this is a minus y, so it is not possible, right? So that's why when we are doing inverse, when we do inverse, we can do inverse of only the continuously increasing part of a function or continuously decreasing part of a function, but not both together. Whatever inverse that we have, we can only have inverse of functions which are continuously increasing or continuously decreasing. That means they are one to one also, right? Otherwise, if they are not continuously increasing, then you will not. Then what happens is you will get a graph which will have two y's for the same x. For example, if you take this entire thing, if you take this entire thing like this, then you will get a graph like this where you will have two y's for the same x because here there are two x's for the same y, right? Because here there are two x's for the same y. Here we'll get two y's for the same x if we try to reflect this with respect to y equal to x. So we cannot have a graph which is both increasing and decreasing, and then it is not one to one. If it is both increasing and decreasing, it is not one to one. Then it cannot have an inverse. Okay, so that is the reason why they have given x should be greater than minus 1. That means we have taken this part. Or they can give another condition, right? X can be less than or equal to minus 1. Then they will give only this part. Then you will have a reflection again. That is still fine, right? This is only decreasing, always decreasing. And you can have a reflection like this. That is also always decreasing. And we can find the equation of this part also. Like we have found the equation of this part, right? Okay, so now that is the result. So what is the final answer? X equal to root y minus 1. X equal to root y minus 1. That is this one, right? And obviously x should be greater than or equal to 0. You can see the function here also. X can be greater than or equal to 0. X cannot be less than 0, right? So this is the correct answer. Cool guys. Thank you.